Hello everyone! Welcome to another video dedicated to helping you pronounce things right. Today, we're embarking on a journey through the glamorous world of cosmetics, a realm where beauty and language meet. Have you ever stood in front of a cosmetics counter, an online store, or even a conversation and stumbled over the pronunciation of a high-end brand? We've all been there, haven't we? It's a world filled with French, Italian, and other global influences, where the names are just as exquisite as the products they represent. But let's face it, they can be a mouthful, and sometimes downright intimidating. Well, worry no more. Here, in the comfort of your own space, you can learn to say those names with confidence. No more tongue-tied moments or second-guessing yourself. And who knows, you might impress that sophisticated friend who always seems to pronounce everything just right, or that sales assistant at your favorite cosmetics store. Today, we're going to focus on the creme de la creme of the cosmetic world. We're talking about the top brands, the ones that set trends and define beauty standards. Brands like L'Oreal, Estée Lauder, Chanel, Dior, and Clinique. Just saying these names feels luxurious, doesn't it? But it's not just about luxury, it's about respect. Respect for the brands that work tirelessly to enhance our beauty and confidence, and respect for the cultures and languages these names originate from. So, let's get started. We'll take it slow, one brand at a time. We'll break down the pronunciation syllable by syllable, and then put it all together. And remember, practice makes perfect. So, don't hesitate to pause, rewind, and replay as many times as you need. With our guidance, you'll be pronouncing these names like a pro in no time. So, put on your learning hat and let's immerse ourselves in the world of beauty linguistics. Today, we will unravel the mystery of top cosmetic brand pronunciations. Stay tuned. First up, we have a brand that needs no introduction, L'Oreal. The name, an embodiment of beauty and glamour, is French in origin. It's pronounced in 3 syllables, each with its own unique emphasis. Let's break it down. The first syllable, L, is pronounced just like the English letter L. The next syllable, or, is pronounced like the English word or. The final syllable, eel, is a bit tricky. It's pronounced as eal, with the E sounding like the E in C, and the al sounding like the al in pal. So altogether, it's L or E-al. Keep practicing, and soon it will roll off your tongue as smoothly as the brand's products glide across your skin. Remember, practice makes perfect, and perfect pronunciation makes for a more confident and informed consumer. That's L'Oreal for you. Next, we have the luxury cosmetic brand, Estée Lauder. Pause. This brand is a symbol of elegance and sophistication, and its name is just as classy. Let's break it down, shall we? First, Estée. It's pronounced as Estée. Listen carefully. Estée. Now take a moment to repeat it. Good, let's move on to the second part. Lauder. It's pronounced as louder. Listen again. Louder. Now let's put it all together. Estée Lauder. Pause for 20 seconds. I hope you're practicing along. Remember, pronunciation is all about patience and practice. So, don't worry if you can't get it right the first time. Just keep trying. And soon you'll be saying Estée Lauder with all the elegance and sophistication the name deserves. Pause for 20 seconds. That's how you pronounce Estée Lauder. Coming up next is the iconic brand Chanel. This brand, founded by Gabrielle Coco Chanel over a century ago, brings together elegance, luxury, and style in a way that's uniquely its own. But how do we correctly pronounce this household name in the world of haute couture and high-end cosmetics? It's simpler than you might think. Listen closely now. It's pronounced Chanel. Let's break it down. The first syllable is sh, like shush, but without the sh at the end. The second syllable is nel, rhyming with bell. So it's Chanel. Now, let's take a pause. A moment of silence, if you will, for you to practice saying Chanel. Remember, it's Chanel. Good. Take your time. Let the pronunciation settle in. And that's how you pronounce Chanel, the name that embodies sophistication and class in the world of fashion and beauty. Moving on to our next brand, Dior. This is a French luxury goods company, so you'll want to give it a touch of that French pronunciation. It's just 1 syllable, not 2. Let's break it down. Start with a D sound, as in door. Now make it soft, almost like J in Journey. Then we move on to the Iore. This might be a bit tricky. It's not Eeyore or Ior, it's more like yore, as in days of yore. So put it all together and what do you get? Dior, Dior. Let's take a moment to let that sink in. Remember, it's not Dior or Dior, it's Dior with a soft D and a yor. Just 1 smooth syllable. That's Dior for you. Last but not least, we have Clinique. The name of this popular brand is derived from the French word for clinical. It's pronounced in 3 distinct syllables. Let's break it down. First, we start with the soft C sound, similar to an S, followed by a short L sound. Together, this forms the first syllable, clee. Next, the middle syllable is the N sound, which is pronounced like meek. This might be a bit tricky for some, as it's not a common sound combination in English, but with a little practice, you'll get the hang of it. Finally, we end the name with a silent E. So, when you put it all together, it sounds like Clinique. Now, let's take a moment to let that sink in. And there you have it. And that's how you pronounce Clinique. Well, there you have it. Those were the top 5 cosmetic brands and their correct pronunciations. Stepping back, let's revisit these brands one more time, just to make sure we've got them down pat. First up, we had L'Oreal. It's not L'Oreal or L'Oreal, it's L'Oreal with a soft L at the beginning and a stress on the eel. Next on our list was Estee Lauder. Remember, it's not Estee Lauder or Estee Lauder. The correct pronunciation is Estee Lauder with a long A in Lauder. Following Estee Lauder, we dove into the elegant world of Chanel. It's not channel or channel. The accurate way to say it is Chanel, with a soft sh sound at the start and emphasis on the second syllable. Then we touched on the iconic brand Dior. It's not Dior or Dior. The right pronunciation is Dior with a soft D and a stress on or. Finally, we ended with Clinique. It's not clique or clinic. The proper way to say it is Clinique, with an emphasis on the second syllable. And there you go. That's L'Oreal, Estee Lauder, Chanel, Dior, and Clinique. 5 of the most popular cosmetic brands in the world, all pronounced correctly. It's easy to get these names tangled up, especially when they're not in your native language. But now that you know the right way to say them, you can confidently talk about these brands, whether you're discussing the latest beauty trends or shopping for your next favorite product. Remember, practice makes perfect. Keep practicing these pronunciations and soon you'll be saying them like a pro. Until next time, goodbye and take care.